I'm Peter with Pro-Life-Unity and ProLifeNews.tv, and with Jack Ames. We're in front of the Marriott in Washington, D.C. Actually, this is Baltimore, and this was a gathering today to...
This is Baltimore, absolutely. As a matter of fact, we're in the shadow of Fort McHenry. We're back during the War of 1812. Francis Scott Key wrote the immortal words to our national anthem.
Right here.
Say, can we see? Within a mile of here.
Wow. See, now there's some history for you. And we're trying to make history as well with what was going on here. Why don't you tell the folks out there why everybody gathered here this evening?
Well, we gathered here this evening, Peter, to offer our prayers in form of a prayer vigil for the bishops of the United States, that they would act courageously as shepherds to lead their flocks, to lead them against all the evils that are so pervasive in our society, all the evils that we see that could come about through the administration of Barack Obama, 100% pro-abortion president. Not only 100% pro-abortion, he says he's for infanticide. If the baby should get out alive, Barack Obama sees no problem in getting rid of that baby. So we are praying tonight, and we will continue to pray in our daily rosaries by adding an Our Father, a Hail Mary, and a Glory be to the Father for our shepherds, for our bishops, that they will act courageously like Peter and Paul and all the great apostles in leading their flock, for standing up for the good and for fighting the evil.
Well, it's been 35 years, a long time that we've been fighting this battle here. A lot of people have died. 50 million is the number that we're counting as to to this year. And there's after this election, a lot of folks were absolutely paralyzed because they thought, "Oh my Lord, now what do we have? He's going to pass the Freedom of Choice Act, and who knows what's going to happen." Does that bring you down, or does that give you strength, or what do you think about this current election?
I think maybe we will do much more as the underdog. Now it's clear that we don't have the Congress, we don't have the Senate, we don't have the presidency, but I really like the idea of being the underdog, because people perhaps had a false sense of security with George Bush in the presidency for 8 years. Many pro-lifers very naive. Oh, President Bush is pro-life. And what they forget is, even if Roe versus Wade were suddenly to be overturned by the Supreme Court, then in a sense we're back to ground zero, because now we have to make abortion illegal in all of the 50 states. So I think it's a wake-up call in that we really have to get back to the grassroots approach to pro-life. We have to do pro-life 101s, so masterfully presented by people like Stephanie Gray and Scott Klusendorf.
Yeah.
We've got to do the gaps, the genocidal awareness projects like we were doing at Farragut Square a few years ago in Washington, D.C. on Friday afternoons, showing people what abortion really is, doing our Face the Truth tours, even if we get some flack from the Maryland State Police, even if they illegally arrest us like they did on August 1st of this year, because good will come out of that. People say, what an injustice. How could the Maryland State Police do this? So I'm very excited. I think we're going to get back to fundamentals. We're going to draw more people into the pro-life movement. My good friend Cookie Harris of Maryland Right to Life said that just in the last couple of days since the election, people have come to the office of Maryland Right to Life in Annapolis and want to start chapters. Isn't that great? And other people have called me up, and they really want to get involved. We have some great programs coming up. The lecture series to Defend Life has always been its core activity. We're bringing in Mark Bombshell, a former security guard at a Minnesota death camp. Part of his job, obviously, he's come over to our site, but part of Mark Bombshell's responsibilities were to escort the woman out the back door or the abortion mill who had decided they didn't want to abort. God forbid that the pro-lifers out front would know that they had a success, so that's why they escorted them out the back door. But on November 20th, 21st, and 22nd, Mark Bombshell will be our November Defend Life lecture tour. And then in January, we'll have our annual March for Life kickoff. Another thing that's really encouraging about the March for Life is David B. Wright, who's just come off this extremely successful 40 Days for Life, wants to bring all of the thousands of people who participated in 40 Days for Life to Washington and make it into the largest March for Life ever. Pray God that actually will happen.
You bet. Yeah, that sounds wonderful. And it'd be great if we could just pack it so much that they don't know what to do with all of us who are gathered all around there. And, well, one of the things that I said, and I wasn't one of those that panicked, I just kind of figured, like you say, we weren't really getting anywhere anyway, so, Obama might stir up the people. You folks out there watching this might think, man, now I really want to do something. And of course, you do things that defend life, lots of activism. How can people get involved with what you do?
Well, sure. They can visit our website at defendlife.org. They can find out about Warriors for Life, which is GAP, Genocidal Awareness Project. We have this wonderful set of banners that we can take anywhere within a few hundred miles of Washington or Baltimore to set up a GAP at a college, out in the square of a town, anywhere there's public property. As Father Frank Pavone says, we own the sidewalks, we own the streets. Just like this very moment, we're on a public sidewalk here on the Baltimore Inner Harbor. We have a perfect right to be here. We can't be 10 feet from here on the private property, but we can be there. So we can utilize our First Amendment rights, exercise them to the hilt by doing things like GAP, Face the Truth tours, by being out here, by sidewalk counseling, by doing all those many things that only we in America can do, because only we in America have the First Amendment. We have to exercise our First Amendment rights or we're going to lose them. And by educating ourselves, they can go to our website, they can find out how to get talk copies, CDs of the dozens of talks we've had in the last 4 or 5 years. For instance, they can get one on Mark Baumchill's talk. If they can't get there on the 20th, 21st, or 22nd of November, they can get a free CD of his talk by emailing us CDs, capital C, capital D, lowercase s, if that makes any difference, at defendlife.org. Just say, please send me a copy of the Mark Baumchill talk. By the way, the name of his talk is Coming In from the Darkness. So it'll be great to hear the stories of this former security guard who made life miserable for our sidewalk counselors.
He came over to our side.
He came over to our side. Amen.
Well, it doesn't make a difference. CDS at defendlife.org.
Right.
Lowercase is fine.
Right. And a lot of other things on the Defend Life website. Our wonderful newsletter. They can subscribe to that. Comes out every other month. One of the most outstanding newsletters in the entire pro-life movement. Just jam-packed full of great events and great ideas on what people out there, whether they're in Keokuk, Iowa, or Boise, Idaho, can do to fight this culture of death and to expand the culture of life. And once again, make America completely free, completely safe for every preborn baby in his or her mother's womb.
Yeah. Well, we go all the way with pro-lifeunity, and we're saying that we're fighting abortion and human-killing research, and of course defending those who can't defend themselves.
Right.
You know, the euthanasia and all these other issues. So we're activists. You're watching this video right here. We believe in being active, and we love working with you and other activists in the movement. And we are calling for a pro-life revival. That's our new project, Pro-Life Revival.
That's great.
Let's stir it up. Let's get it happening. Let's get people excited. They already are. We've got volunteers sending us after the election and before it. We had 1 or 2 volunteers signing up every day, from our website. Volunteering, signing up. What can I do? Where can I go? What can I say? And that's what we're looking for. So, you folks out there watching this, that's what we need. We need you to get involved. So go to the defendlife.org website. Get involved there. Of course, I help you out with your efforts here. So if you want to do something in the D.C. area, well, it's going to be with Jack Ames and Defend Life, and I'll be there too. So join us and get out there and do all you can. Thank you, Jack. Appreciate you taking the time.
Thank you, Peter.